When it comes to managers getting the most out of their squad, are there two managers who have done more than what Pochettino and Benitez have done for their squads? Obviously, I know Benitez just signed some players in the transfer window, but throughout his time at Newcastle, he really hasn't had any funds. He hasn't really been able to bring anyone in until recently. But he's kept them in the Premier League, and they're still there.
You know, Benitez has done fantastically. You know, 3 years ago, they got relegated. He's brought them straight back into the Premier League. And then, at the end of that season, they finished 10th, which was last season. And, you know, look at them now, you know, just about mid-table. I can't see Newcastle going down. I really can't.
Who's done better with their squads? Pochettino hasn't bought anyone for over 1 year now. Last January was when they brought in Lucas Moura, or Rafa Benitez, who's hardly been given any money.
It's not because I'm Arsenal. It's not that, but I have to say that it's more difficult to get a team to survive in the second division, then promote to the Premier League, and those players have a look. Only Rondon, maybe Ayoce, but the rest of the team, they're quite without, you know, lack of respect or everything. But if you see those squads, the players, I mean, it's a huge job to maintain, to be in the Premier League and be in the position that Newcastle are doing at the moment.
Isn't it easier
I'll go for Rafa Benitez.
Isn't it easier to set up to be destructive and destructive rather than to play attractive football?
Yeah, but the fact is, you have to know who you are. You pretend to play like Manchester United or Barcelona or Manchester City without having the players, you go in relegation. So you have to understand what you have in the squad. So Rafa Benitez knows what I've got in my squad. So I'm going to protect, sit back, defend well, play as a team, and sometimes we'll get the chance. This time, Rondon didn't score, but maybe for the next game, he could have scored. I won the 3 points.
Do you think within the Premier League, of all the managers and all the respective squads, he's done the best at getting the most out of them?
It depends what the institution is looking for. If you look for to win the Champions League, as we were discussing before, or maintain the category, or win the Premier League, or be in the Champions League, it depends. It's the fact about the institution, also it's the fact about what the manager is doing.
More pound for pound, because Guardiola spent millions, absolute millions. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has a squad that has millions there. You can't say the same about Newcastle.
That's why we cannot ask for more for Newcastle, but we can ask for Manchester City to win the Premier League, to win the Champions League, to win all the competition that they are in for, because they've got the fund, they've got the players, and they can play good football as well, and also win titles, because they've got everything to do it.
It's a tough business. Wherever you're managing, wherever you're coaching, you know, if it's as with Newcastle, the lower end, if it's as with Man City at the higher end, where, of course, you have all the expectations, you know, and I would still strongly argue that Pochettino is the man at the moment. You have a look at Spurs over the last 4 seasons. They've finished 5th, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd, and they're up to 2nd again this season, and they haven't bought a player in the last 2 transfer windows, and they've offloaded Dembele and a couple of other squad players. You know, it's outstanding what's happened at Spurs. Add to that the fact that they haven't played a home game at home now for a season and a half as well. Add to that the fact that they should have been back at White Hart Lane early part of this season. They're still playing at Wembley. You know, they've had all sorts of issues, and somehow Pochettino has kept his squad, his players fit, delivering at the top end of the league. You know, no wonder.
Fantastic argument, but I stick with Benitez.
I knew you'd be like that.
I'm too Arsenal, you know.
Yeah, but pound for pound for you, it's Pochettino.
Yes.
And for you, it's Benitez.
I'll go for Benitez because his lack of fund, being in the second division, to promote them, to maintain the level. I understand and repeat this fact, because you can say that who I am. I cannot play fantastic football because I don't have the players. So what the target? Stay in the Premier League, and let's see next year if we got the fund to buy new players, and maybe we play a different football, an attractive football.